Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Returning to you for a Wednesday versus video this afternoon. I'm sorry that I didn't get around to it sooner. I just been really busy with work and other things like that, so been busy around my house mostly too, and just it's been a slow day basically and a slow week for music material and all that, but for now, this is for the Wednesday versus Video Season 4, Episode 9 for Metallica versus Judas Priest. That I'm going to be debating on who I think will be the winner in this video. So, in this Wednesday versus video, so I'm going to discuss what I'm going to be talking about. Sorry about the ding, that's my phone or whatever. My phone always does that sometimes. Yeah, I'm still doing that. Some stupid bullshit with TikTok or whatever. It's like, no, I don't care for that. But I'll let you know my thoughts on who I think will be the winner. If it's either Metallica, Judas Priest, or both bands. So let's dive into this special Wednesday versus video for Season 4, Episode 9. So pretty much, Metallica I'll start with first. They've had a good discography for the most part, a really strong discography. I mean, granted, they had a few bad apples with albums, like Saint Anger was not my favorite record. And I don't know, I just never came around to really loving that record. I really hated that record. It was one of the worst Metallica records, in my opinion. I heard Lulu was bad too, so yeah. I didn't listen to that, but I didn't care to. Other than that, I think their later discography got a little hit or miss. Like, there's good replay value with Death Magnetic. That was a really good record. Hardwired to Self-Destruct was good, but it had its problems. It kind of just was a little forgettable from time to time. The Black Album is their most classic record for sure. Then you have Ride the Lightning, which is one of my favorites. Kill 'Em All is a good one. And Justice for None, Master of Puppets. They have quite a bit of a good discography. The Load album was kind of average. Reload was not bad, but did have a few hit or miss songs on that record. But once Saint Anger came around, that's where they flopped big time with that one. It sounded like a tin trash can on the drums, drumming away, and it didn't sound that great. It was kind of annoying and ear grating, like the frantic tick tock, and it just got annoying. So that was one of the worst songs on the record. There were some other ones that I thought were okay, but other than that, the album flopped. But overall, I think their last record, with the song Lux Eterna, haven't really returned to that record, to be honest. That was one of their strongest releases, but then I know Lux Eterna was very hyped up and one of the, in my opinion, strong singles. It's not one of the best singles, but it's not one of the worst. But overall, Metallica had a good discography, has a good discography for sure. I mean, some of their later albums had their hit and miss moments, but execution wise, they still sound great to this day. So, yeah, they're a contender for a winner. Now to talk about Judas Priest, I don't have much to say on them other than the fact that their last album was really strong. But overall, Judas Priest had You Hadn't Got Another Thing Coming, which is a strong track. They had some other ones. They went more thrash metal later on in their discography, but pretty much they're a strong band too with how they sound. So I don't really have much to say because I can't form an opinion on them, but I do enjoy them to an extent. and they're a band that I could consider possibly being a winner. But for this one, and I know this is gonna have a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, both bands should be technically the winner." I'm gonna have to go with Metallica because I've heard more of Metallica than Judas Priest. And I like Judas Priest, I really do. They were close to being a winner too, very close. But they're still a good band, despite even losing this Wednesday versus video. I just prefer Metallica, in my opinion. There you can't go wrong with Metallica. I mean, there are a few albums from Metallica that are hit or miss, but other than that, Judas Priest is still a strong band to what they go for. Their earlier material was a little hard rock, soft rock stuff, hard rock kind of stuff, and heavy metal, but other than that, they went into a more thrashier kind of sound with their music. Judas Priest did, and they've progressed with their material, but overall, Metallica is going to be the winner in my opinion. I know this is going to upset a few fans, and some people say, "Why didn't you choose both?" I'm like, well, granted, one, I did not hear Judas Priest's whole entire discography, and two, I got to listen to it, and three, I chose Metallica because I didn't, like I said, hear Judas Priest's entire discography. I've only heard one album of theirs, which is the latest record that came out in 2024. But other than that, um, I've heard a few songs from Judas Priest, but I can't remember all of them. I know you got another thing coming and some other tracks off the new record, but I do got to listen to uh, Judas Priest's discography to form an opinion a little more. But other than that, Metallica will be the winner, in my opinion. I know it's a very debatable kind of video. Like, you could either choose both, you could choose Metallica, or you could choose Judas Priest. Either way, they're both strong bands in their own way. Don't get me wrong. But I just prefer Metallica a little more because I've heard more of them. But other than that, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this Wednesday versus video this afternoon, and thank you guys for watching.